Hi everyone. I am doing something a little different. I am doing a pick a card for the month of June in 2019. These are messages that we would like to receive for the month of June. These are general readings. This is a reading for the collective, so if you would like a personal reading from me, please go to my website, angelawakening.net. And so what I've set up here are 4 different stacks, and we're going to start here. This is going to be your first selection. This is card selection 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. I have several decks that I'm pulling from. So the first one is going to be the Angel Tarot card deck by Doreen Virtue. We're actually doing 2 cards from that deck. I'm also pulling from the Mermaids and Dolphins deck, also by Doreen Virtue. And lastly, the Archangel Oracle card deck. If we can get it there. Yep. So let's just see what comes through. Look at the cards in front of you and go with what you are drawn to. Some people say don't read it with your eyes, but I don't really know how that's possible because you're you typically are selecting these. Or if with your eyes, but if you would prefer to just go with your heart center, what you're drawn to, the number that you usually associate with, whatever way it is that you typically get a card that is calling to you, that's the card deck that you should go with. So I will try to include the stamps as well for when we go through each of the card selections, and that way you get an understanding of where to go based on the card stack that you chose. So for those of you who chose card stack number 1, messages in June, we get the 7 of Air. Plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, poor timing. So I have typically found that with the 7, really with air cards, for me in general, they are signals of worry, sometimes signals of restlessness. I just need 1 second. I am getting my glasses, so I do want to make sure I can read properly. That's better. So plans that need revision. When there is a abundance of worry or nervousness or some type of situation that may be going on in our lives that we're not fully sure how to handle, we haven't really gotten a clear vision on yet, there's a tendency for us to kind of want to just plow through and make some decisions regardless of what's happening, because we're nervous that if we don't do something, then things could fall apart. But what this is telling us is to really stop and take another look and really do more thorough investigation and really work through the truth of what's happening. What's happening is that your current actions could be omitting something that's significant or important at this point. So review your plans, take another objective look, maybe work with an expert or a mentor or somebody that's able to give you some necessary adjustments if possible, and then proceed with caution. You can review the timeline of your actions. You may find out that it's too soon to move forward, and you want to consider that something else could be going on behind the scenes, and somebody else may not be telling you everything you need to know. With the number 7 also referring to partnerships, this could have to do with a relationship or a significant other, somebody in your life who is important, who is significant, and it could be romantic or not, business or not, but something that you really want to take another careful look at, close look at, and identify what you're missing and what may need to be altered. We have from the Archangel deck, Indigo and Crystal Children. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So in terms of what the first card was telling us, this could have something to do with your children, a child of yours, where you're concerned for something that some of their behavior or some attitude that they're displaying. Maybe there's something going on in their life that you're unclear about or unsure of, and you're wanting to get more understanding. Maybe that's the expert that you need to see. But this is saying that you have the relationship, you have the bond. This could be your inner child working through, the relationship you have to yourself or to your childhood experience. But if you feel like you've got an affinity for children, or you have children of your own, or maybe there's a bond with a niece or nephew, or your friend's kids or something like that, there is an opportunity here to help them. There is an opportunity to reach out to them, and just understanding that children that are on the planet right now are very, very sensitive. They're highly intuitive. They have an opportunity really to educate adults, and they can help us build the type of future that we want. So there is a learning opportunity here, where you can learn from those that are younger than you and those that are in your life. Maybe you're a mentor, maybe you're doing, big brother, big sister. I mean, something or maybe you should be, something that has an opportunity for you to help and for you to get rewarded, and be rewarded just as much as you are helping others. This is also related to Archangel Metatron. So if you do feel drawn to help children, you can ask Metatron for some kind of an assignment that mirrors what your natural talents and abilities are, and then just really stay open to synchronicities that come up and things that that you may find are on your path, and it could be an idea, it could be you could have some kind of contact come into your life, something that helps you understand where your opportunity is to focus and assist a child. You also get rest. You've been working hard, take a nap and get some rest. So this is interesting. This could also be associated with this relationship, nervousness, worry that that we got in the very beginning. So if you are concerned about a relationship with a child or a significant other, yeah, we talked about in the beginning, maybe take a break, maybe wait for better timing to make a decision, wait to consult with an expert and get a better understanding of what your opportunities are, what the needs of the other person are, instead of just barreling through and deciding I'm going to go on ahead and just make this decision because I'm tired of waiting. Really, what's best for the other person and what will ultimately be better for you in the long run as well. And it's interesting, this card also has almost looks like a baby in this image, a baby mermaid. So how you choose to move forward is really going to be dependent on slowing down, being gentle with yourself, being gentle with the other person. Consider letting go of things that you may be doing that are unnecessary. What activities are you doing that are taking your time, draining your energy? And really focus on renewing your commitment to yourself. Again, don't rush. Treat yourself kindly. Yeah, and just as you would want to cradle a child or a baby, consider doing that for yourself, and consider ways that you can really nurture yourself during this time. Queen of Earth, thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Yeah, so this is really a time of stepping back. I think in this card, you're considered to be the Queen of Earth, thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Taking on those traits, having an appreciation for what it takes to nurture yourself and other people, and have an appreciation for how important it is to be rested so that you can benefit from some of the decisions that you're making. Handle challenges with understanding, and but this is really saying that you are somebody who cares about others, and you want to help people, but in order to do that, you have to be sure and take care of yourself, and you have to be willing to acknowledge when you need to take a break, and when you need to preserve some of that energy so that you can be at your absolute best. So that was card stack 1. I hope that was valuable. Moving on now to stack 2. And the first card we get is Page of Earth, scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. So this can be, you're maybe taking the next step in having a realization of some kind about your future education. Maybe you've even decided, I'm changing paths, I'm changing course here a little bit. There was something I thought I was, really interested in, and something I was really going to be psyched about, but it turns out it's not for me. And in order to do what I really want to do, I'm going to have to get a certification, or I'm going to have to go back to school, or I'm going to need some more advice. But taking on a new interest or passion can really lead to some good financial results at this point. So this can be a young person who's a student, or somebody that just wants to take on another subject or topic that maybe they haven't tried to do before. So somebody could be returning to school. But just consider that if you've had an interest in something for a while and you've thought, well, I want to do that, but I don't know how, or, I'm not sure I know enough in order to get started. Invest in yourself, invest in, taking some other opportunity, knowing that, in order to really be the best that you can be at it, you're going to want to do your research, do your due diligence in order to achieve. For our Archangel, we got Azrael, comfort. I'm with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. So you could be coming up on something that you could be coming up on this realization after a lot of soul searching, after having done something for a while. Maybe you've already been in a certain field or a certain type of work, or you've already been studying a certain topic in school, and you're like, this is going to shake up everything I've been investing in. This is going to change the course of my life, and I'm really not sure that that I want to take this on. But what it's saying here is that you are ready to do something more challenging, and you will have support and comfort to take this next step, to take this leap. And it really will be a leap of faith. It really will be something that that challenges you, but and you probably have gotten challenged, which has brought you to this point. So something has already occurred to kind of break you of whatever cycle you have been in. And maybe you need to, just acknowledge that that you were hurt by something or somebody or some opportunity that didn't work out, or something during, at work or at school, or, where you thought you were on a certain path. And you may have some disappointment associated with that. So take some time to just reflect on what that experience was like, acknowledge it, write it down in a journal, decide that you're going to let yourself off the hook, and you're not going to feel guilt or shame associated with either taking this new turn, taking on this new challenge, taking on this new direction, or releasing something from the past. Azrael will also come to those who are grieving. And if you ever want to know if Azrael is around, there is a kind of an off-white color that that could come into the room almost as a twinkle, and holding something that reminds you of this color, or there is a crystal, calcite, that is a creamy yellow color that can also reflect Azrael's energy. So holding something like that, or wearing this crystal, can also provide you with additional comfort. We also get the waves of prosperity, new abundance, and exciting opportunities wash over you now. So this is the second card we've gotten in terms of financial or abundance or prosperity. And I know sometimes these cards are challenging to see in this light, so I apologize. But top, you can see the main message, and then if you ever want to go back and look at it on your own, you can. But yeah, so another card about prosperity, about having an opportunity to take to make some decisions around increasing your abundance, to feel good and positive about the changes that you're making, and believing that these opportunities that have come to you are here now. They may look out of the blue and it may seem like a chance meeting, but these are things that you have manifested, and you are ready for the kind of success that can come to you now. So it's a great time to begin something new. Do your research, obviously, and just be prepared for doors to open and for getting a newfound sense of purpose and enthusiasm, and just continue to be grateful for what's coming to you, and how you're able to manifest something quickly, and how you're able to be open to this type of positivity and abundance. And lastly, we get 3 of air. Great sadness, time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. So I always think whenever I get air cards that it's a card of worry, and it's a card potentially of unnecessary worry. To me, with the rest of this reading, what this is really saying is that if you don't follow this path that you think is right for you, if you decide out of fear of making a change, or fear of the unknown, or deciding that you just think it's too late, or you're not creative enough or smart enough, or whatever, then you're going to find yourself in a position where you're going to be saddened by decisions that are really unnecessary. And this can also be a card that's saying, again, what's bringing you to this new found sense of, I want something new, I want something more challenging, I want something that is more in line with who I am. And as people, as we typically find, when you are doing the things that you're passionate about, that's when the most money flows and the most abundance comes to you. But with this, it could be that this is the driver that is leading you to this place of you're having to forgive whatever it was that brought you to this point. You're having to forgive that event, that situation, or that person, in order to move forward. And now you just need to have faith that you're able to release some of these memories. You can move forward bravely. You've forgiven yourself or the other person or what happened. And you're not going to hold on to this past disappointment and let it affect how you can move forward. And if it is a revelation that you have, if it is something that comes to you that, some kind of something that might be shocking, or something that might throw you a little bit, just have an appreciation for the lesson, have an appreciation for, yourself and the other person, and just know that you did all that you could do at the time, and now you're moving on, and you're moving on to this new abundance. You're moving on to this prosperity. You're moving on to this opportunity, and you might have to work a lot harder for it, because you've had this event, or you've had this sadness, or you've had something that brought you to this point. But once you make that decision, I think you're very much supported by the universe and very much in line for all the great blessings that will come to you as a result. So I hope that was helpful. That was card stack number 2. And now we are moving on to number 3. Number 3, you got the 5 of water. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. So 5 of water is, I mean, obviously an emotional card. And the sense I'm getting here is that there could have been a there could have been a love affair, something that was maybe whirlwind like. It could have been a very fast-paced relationship that kind of a whirlwind romance, and you had very high hopes. You really put a lot of your mental and emotional future into this person, and now they've either turned out to be something that you don't recognize, or something that it's not really what you had hoped for. But there is really something positive that can come out of this. It's either that this is a lost, this is something that a relationship that you've lost, and there's really no going back, or it's an opportunity to see somebody in a new light and see them for who they are, and really take a close look at yourself and figure out, have I been really being myself, my true self with this person? Have they really seen the real me as well? And you could both decide, hey, we've just got to take a new approach to who we are as people in a relationship. And it may be something that, we hadn't anticipated or hadn't planned for, but this is who we are now, and we're ready to be this new version of ourselves, this more authentic version of ourselves. And that is the positive in the situation. The negative side of this is, you look at a short-term relationship, and it could have been a long-term as well, but something that, maybe after a certain amount of time, you found out something about this person, or something was uncovered, and you're disappointed. But there again, now you found out what the truth is. So the positive side is, now you know. And it's better to know now, and it's better to have an appreciation and understanding for what you're dealing with now, than to continue to go along blindly and kind of trick yourself and fool yourself into something that, isn't real. And we can do that for a while, and that can work for us for a while, but long term, that just cheats you. You're just cheating yourself. So maybe take a step back and determine, is this person something that I can see myself with long term? Can I see myself working with them long term? Or have I found out the truth now, and do I cut the cord now and just cut ties and just thank my lucky stars that I have the information that I have now? You got Archangel Michael, crystal clear intentions. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. Yeah, so once you've made this decision, and once you've decided that this is that this is the right move for you, move forward and be confident that this is the right move for you, and you have been honest with yourself, you've been honest with the other person, you've made the changes that you need to make, you believe when they present themselves to you now as either they're, that they are either asking for forgiveness, or they are prepared to make major changes, or they have, requested guidance from another mentor, expert, or another source, a therapist or something like that. And you're ready to invest in what it is that that they're portraying themselves to be now, and you believe it. But just really allow yourself to fully experience the feelings that are happening. And this can also be related to, if you're letting go of someone, you're letting go of a person, or you're letting go of something that you thought you wanted. The saying of when one door closes, another opens. So really being clear on, okay, if this isn't what I want, what is it that I do want? What is it now that I've learned this lesson? What is it now that I'm prepared to have come into my life because I've seen the other side of it? Maybe it's that I want to make sure that the person that I get involved with the next time is completely honest, regardless of how it may disappoint me in the beginning. I've got an opportunity to, be with someone who's completely open, completely themselves, genuine and authentic. And that's going to be what I want more than anything. Archangel Michael is also known to have more of a royal blue aura, or sometimes blended with purple. And if he's nearby, you may see this color in sparkles of light. And so call upon Archangel Michael to help you identify what it is that you're really desiring in this situation, what it is that is really going to bring you peace, and how it is that that he can help so you can move forward. Consult an expert. More information is needed. Contact someone with expertise in this area. Yep. So you could really be saddened by whatever it is that you found out in this situation, and maybe you need an expert because you've got some finances that are tied up in this other person, or you've got a contract or a business or children or something, and something that you found out has really twisted your ability to see things clearly and objectively. And it really might be time to sit down with somebody who's got a objective sense of, what needs to happen next, and what steps you need to take, and what this should really look like. So if you want to kind of come through this with, the highest sense of, I'm doing the right thing for myself and others, an affirmation that can help you is something along the lines of, a helpful, knowledgeable, experienced person with integrity is in my life right now, and this individual will help me with, and just kind of write out the situation that you want help with. Describe it, describe the people, describe the situation, and just say, this person comes to me easily and naturally without delay. And then know that this person will find themselves in your path, on your path, and don't hesitate to ask for help, and don't feel guilty that you need help. Don't feel ashamed that you need help. Take notes, write it down, be grateful for what it is that, what information it is that you're getting, and know that it's not a sign of weakness to receive help. So when we have an opportunity to get assistance from people who've been in the situation that you've been in, it's crazy not to get help. It's crazy not to take advantage of it. So, um, whatever challenge it is that you're facing, the likelihood that it's beyond your own personal knowledge is pretty high, and that's the case for most of us when we're going through something chaotic. The chances that we can be an expert in every area with every challenge that we come across in life is just obviously not reasonable. So so don't feel guilty about needing some help, and when you have that opportunity come to you, take advantage of it. And lastly, we get the King of Water: trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Charity work. Wow. So yeah, you're gonna be emotional. This is gonna be an emotional situation, an emotional decision. And just being able to interact with someone who doesn't have that emotional investment that you have is just going to be really critical. With 2 water cards in this reading, and the card that shows us water in it, and actually even the backdrop of the Archangel Michael card has a water surrounding to it. So you're, this is just a highly emotionally charged issue, situation, or challenge. And you could actually be somebody who normally would be the point of contact for other people in the situation. You would normally find yourself to be the person that others would go to, and now you're finding yourself in a situation where you need that wise and compassionate person to offer you some advice, and who's accepting of the situation that you're in. And when you get this advice, it's important to be open to trusting it, and to find that person that gives you the strength to say, it's fine for me to need somebody, because I am always, usually, whatever, available to other people, and this just happens to be a time where I need it now, and that's okay. And there's no shame in that, and you're allowed to be emotional. You're allowed to feel your way through it, and if you can feel your way through it, and then get an opportunity to have somebody help you along the way, that's a fantastic opportunity. So, all right, I hope that was helpful. We're moving on to the last stack here, and this is number 4. We have the 4 of Earth. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. So to me, this is really a card around your foundation, where you see your finances in terms of your foundation, in terms of how you have currently built your structure around yourself. how you invest in your home, or it's really a card of, what are the extremes that you may be going to, either to ensure that you have taken the appropriate care of your resources, or maybe you've been toying with the idea of a savings account or reviewing your spending habits and you just haven't done it. This is saying it could really be time to do that, or you could be overly financially conservative at this point. So, it's acknowledging that you've been working hard and that that's paying off, but that there could be opportunities and possibilities around you that that you should be staying alert to, and being open to those, and being willing to appreciate something exciting that's coming up for you. So there are good business good business decisions that are, or investments that are possible for you now. But when you have fear associated with that, it can be time to take a step back and really take another look at what it is that you have acquired and how you could potentially be too frivolous with it or too cautious with it. And we also have clairaudience. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. Archangel Zadkiel. So, as you're paying attention to your foundation and how you've built your foundation, what are the messages that you are noticing that you're getting that are associated with building up your finances, building up your resources? Is this an opportunity to give some money away if you're being overly concerned about what your nest egg is, or what your availability to your savings or something? Maybe it's an opportunity for you to give back and give to charity, to donate, or even just to donate your time. I mean, the finances are usually associated with money, but it can also be the reward of giving back to other people that are less fortunate. But this is saying you're hearing true divine guidance very clearly at this time, and you're getting repetitive messages that are urging you to improve a situation for yourself or others. So just continue to ask for help. And Zadkiel has a deep indigo blue aura. So just be aware of that color. Either wear more of that color, have stones and gems that are jewelry that is associated with that color, and bring Zadkiel into more closely into your life so that you can benefit from these messages that are coming to you, that sometimes you may not be willing to hear, or you may think are just scattered, and they're not really something that you need to pay attention to, but you have been getting something consistently over and over again, and it's important to notice it. You also get divine magic. Extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracles. So what I love about this too is it's actually the same image that the card deck itself is. So to me, this is also saying, yeah, this divine magic, this is you've got some serious opportunity here to be very intuitive, to be very to see things from a larger view, from a larger perspective, to have an appreciation for the bigger picture, the long-term goal, and you can really expect that things will, that you are being divinely guided, that you have a magic touch, and there's something about your situation, something about what you're going through that I think you may look back on over time and say, wow, I was really in a special place at that time. I'm sure it was challenging. I'm sure you'll look back and say that was very difficult. But you have really, this could be spiritually as well. You could be, you could have an appreciation or an understanding that, okay, I get it now. I've gotten too many synchronistic things happen. I've had too many messages. I've had too many opportunities to see what's really happening now. And now I get it. Now I know that I am supremely guided. And what I love about this card as well is that it's also telling us that the next card that we get is going to have another special message for us. And what's very interesting to me is the stack here of number of 4. If you selected that as the card stack that you were drawn to, I actually pulled 2 extra cards that came out for you. And so let's see what the 2 are. So you get Justice, Archangel Ragwell, fair and just decisions, do what you know is right, stand up for your beliefs. So there's extra magic around this, along with 2 of fire. You've come into your own, new partnerships or contracts, continue to move forward. Yeah, so cool. So the magic that's associated with this is that you maybe have been doubting, that things are going to turn out, that that there is going to be justice, that there is going to be something that's positive coming out of this situation for you. And both of these cards play very well with each other, because the 2 of fire saying you've come into your own and you can continue to move forward, and you can trust the people and the partnerships that you're associating with right now, that you have an opportunity to be to meet or to interact with. And then along with it, justice. So either something from the past that gets its fair shake, or something that you've been working on that you were thinking, well, there's no opportunity. I'm never going to see the end result. Number 8 is also associated with finances and funds and how we handle those. So along with this card telling us, to pay attention to our finances, this can be a great reminder that there is justice that's coming along with something to do with salaries or bonuses, or some incentives, or something that you've been waiting for, or a tax return payment or something like that, and that you were doubting you were ever going to get an opportunity to ever see. And so maybe something has taken some time, but yeah, making decisions that or having decisions made that turn out in your favor. And if it's legal, it can turn out positively for you. But just, ensuring that you stand up for what you think is right, reviewing documents carefully or contracts before you sign them, and, you know, potentially having to, you know, just be prepared to be alone in that, you know, and kind of be the sole, you know, you could find yourself being the only person who's saying, wait a minute, I'm not going to do this, and maybe it might surprise somebody else, or somebody else could say, well, I thought you would, or well, why not? That's what works good for me, you know, but it doesn't work for you. So, along with the Justice card, Two of Fire, yeah, coming into your own, you know, moving forward courageously, you know, not being discouraged by temporary delays, and not letting other people hinder your progress, and just continuing to work in partnership with other people, knowing that you are, you know, you are protected, and joint endeavors can really be helpful for you and your goals at this point. So there is hope for the future. There is great potential, and the progress that is happening can be challenging to see at this point, because it feels like, you know, things may be moving too slow, but the reality is that you really are making progress, and you just need to maybe take a step back, continue to listen to the messages, pay attention to those things that are happening over and over again, and recognizing that that, you know, moving forward can require taking an honest look about, you know, at where you're at right now, but the benefits, I think, for June will be pleasantly, you may be pleasantly surprised. So very nice. All right, everybody, I hope that was valuable. Again, if you would like a personal reading from me, please go to my website, angelawakening.net, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.